When William Ruto shocked the country by engineering the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, he never anticipated the consequence of that action.
The Senate has resolved to remove from office by impeachment His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, AGH, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Accordingly, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, AGH, ceases to hold office. I thank you. You may rise, honorable senators.
William Ruto and his allies at that time believed that after Rigathi Gachagua's impeachment, the mountain was going to make some noise for at least or maximum of 3 months, and then everything was going to go back to normal. But Rigathi Gachagua is not proving to be the man who is definitely going to make life very difficult for President William Samoei Arap Ruto.
Wenye kumtoa Rigathi ofisini, mimi hakuna mahali nimeweka sahihi atolewe. Sheria ilifuatwa. Wenye kumtoa, wacha nikujibu. Wenye kumtoa wakamtoa, si ndio? Lakini nataka nikurudishe nyuma kidogo.
Kabisa.
Mimi ndio nimenominate Rigathi Gachagua. Si ndio? Hakupigiwa kura ati ndio mimi nimnominate. I nominated him. Kwa sababu katiba ya Kenya sehemu ya 148 inasema rais ndiye ana nominate. Si ndio? Mimi ndio nimemnominate. Na nimemnominate kwa kura yangu moja. Si ndio?
As a matter of fact, when William Ruto engineered that impeachment, he wanted to achieve two main objectives. The first objective William Ruto wanted to achieve was that he wanted to fix Mount Kenya politics. Because remember, Rigathi Gachagua and Uhuru Kenyatta were not in talking terms. So Ruto believed that by removing Rigathi, he was going to be sent into political oblivion, and then he was going to bring Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki, who would work with him without any problem. That did not work. And the second thing William Ruto wanted to achieve by impeaching Rigathi Gachagua was the fear of Gachagua outshining him. Remember, William Ruto was Uhuru Kenyatta's running mate and deputy president, for that matter. During that period, William Ruto was the man. Uhuru was just there. William Ruto was running the show. And because of Rigathi Gachagua's personality, William Ruto did not want something like that he was going to have another very powerful deputy president. But as fate would have it, and based on what I heard Rigathi Gachagua say yesterday about Aden Duale, he's going to give William Ruto serious political headache.
Aden Duale did challenge me to give information and facts as to what I said. And I've seen he was busy the whole night crying. Let him stop crying. He needs to preserve those tears, because what is coming is much more. Before the launch of SHA, NHIF had proposed that they be provided with 800 million Kenya shillings to create a new system, to upgrade the system that they had, to make it compliant to the present times. Instead, William Ruto, with a scheme to loot funds from the people of Kenya, scrapped off NHIF and brought SHA. And a system was procured at a cost of 104 billion Kenya shillings. NHIF had indicated that they only needed 800 million Kenya shillings to upgrade the system. A consortium was created, and in this consortium there was Apero Limited with 59.85% shares. This Apero is associated with Adani. Then Safaricom Kenya Limited, 22.56%. Then Convergence Network Solutions Limited with 17.89%. Aden Duale did ask me to provide details from the registrar of companies showing that his name is not there. He thinks Kenyans are full. His name cannot be there. The director is Abdullahi Abdi Sheikh, who is a proxy of Aden Duale. Duale, you cannot ask us to produce a CR12 showing your name. We know you. Abdullahi Abdi Sheikh is the same with Aden Bare Duale. They are one and the same.
In this video, I want to reveal to you guys why I strongly believe Rigathi Gachagua has an advantage over William Ruto, and why, if Ruto is not careful, Rigathi Gachagua is the guy who is going to send him home. Number one, there are moles in William Ruto's government. There are people in government who are not happy with William Ruto's government. That's the fact. Have you ever asked yourself where Rigathi Gachagua is getting some of the classified information he's been sharing? My predictions are that, number one, there are Mount Kenya individuals in government, probably in NIS or senior government positions, who were left during Uhuru Kenyatta's era, some during Kibaki era in government, and they're not happy, and therefore they are aiding Rigathi Gachagua with this information. William Ruto used this effectively on Uhuru Kenyatta and Odinga. A story is told how William Ruto was able, when he was the deputy president, to assemble NIS individuals from the Kalenjin nation who were there during Moi era. Remember, Moi ruled for 24 years, so a lot of them were still in some of those critical positions. These are the people who handed over the presidency to Ruto because they were able to now penetrate the system. That's exactly what William Ruto is now dealing with. They're people from the mountain. And if you leave alone that, this government is being accused of so many things. One of them is that businesses are being conducted from or by people who are close to the president. And some people who are doing businesses before have been kicked out. So probably they've also sponsored individuals to leak some of this information. And because of that, unless William Ruto will be forced, because he cannot change them, there's no way William Ruto can just wake up and remove all Mount Kenya people who are appointed by Uhuru Kenyatta and Kibaki from government. There are even those whose work is just to move files at the lower level. So Rigathi will have that advantage. And number two, you see, Rigathi Gachagua is a man on a revenge mission. He's determined to make William Ruto one term. So for Rigathi Gachagua, there's nothing, absolutely nothing he is losing. So which means if William Ruto takes him to the mud, he will go with him to the mud. You saw the other day when William Ruto attacked him, when he attacked Ruto and Ruto responded ruthlessly, that's exactly what he wanted. He wanted to make the president angry because he's determined and he's going to do everything possible to ensure that Ruto is taken home, even if it's not going to be a presidential candidate. That's a very dangerous person. A person who has nothing to lose is dangerous. And the third reason for me is the link, Rigathi Gachagua's link to the Moi family and to the Kenyatta family. We all agree that Rigathi Gachagua worked with Moi even while he was at the University of Nairobi as a student informer. Immediately after that, he was appointed as a DO. In this country, Rigathi Gachagua was one of the most powerful DOs in the history of the Republic of Kenya. After that, he moved to the Uhuru Kenyatta family, where he served as a personal assistant to Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta for so many years. But how is that relevant? The Moi family and Kenyatta family, those are dynasties. So these dynasties, they have advantage. For example, the Standard newspaper has been publishing articles, headlines against President Ruto. Have you seen them publish anything against Rigathi Gachagua? Zero. And if they post anything, on Gachagua as a headline, it's positive. So which means the media aspect of Moi family are aiding him. Recently, he started working closely with Uhuru Kenyatta's allies, which means at the end of the day, he's going to work with Uhuru Kenyatta. The problem with that for Ruto is that they are likely to pump money because the Kenyatta family, they have the money. So if the two families, the Moi family and the Kenyatta family team up, even if you will defeat them, but you'll have serious problem. And number 4 is what I just mentioned a bit. Rigathi Gachagua's experience as a DO. You know, I've been in political space for some time. There is something about administrators. Just monitor them. Anybody who was a DO, a chief, then become a councillor, or a DC became an MP or a governor. There's a way they understand the system. Because they were used. They had access to state machinery. These are some of the people who are being called by the president, you know. They are, and they have connections across the country. They have. And because of that experience as an administrator, Rigathi understands how the former provincial administration is still there, but I think the name has been changed a bit, how it works. And he can actually take advantage of that and use against Ruto. And as a DO who worked with the government, he knows government operations. And lastly, and this is where Rigathi will finish Ruto, the communications. Rigathi Gachagua is a very good communicator. Apart from that, Rigathi Gachagua's brand of politics is abrasive. And it's by design. Because that's what resonates with the mountain. When he was with Ruto, do you remember the kind of abuses he used to throw at Uhuru Kenyatta? That is his nature. And during that time, the mountain were really being excited that now we finally have someone who can abuse the Kenyatta family for bringing Raila Amolo Odinga. When he left Ruto, again he has started that. And the mountain now started viewing him as the one who can defend the community. So Rigathi Gachagua is in a position where he can actually determine whether Ruto will be re-elected or not. But we also know that William Ruto is not a pushover. He's a very shrewd politician. Probably he's also crafting a counter strategy on Rigathi Gachagua. I don't know what to think. That's my take. Until next time, Makwiny.